Hello and welcome to the 2020 Democratic primary. Before we get started, please go down and subscribe. We're currently at 80 subscribers. The end of the month goal is to hit 90, so please go down and subscribe now. So let's get into it. So currently there are 22 Democrats running for president, which includes Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, Kamala Harris, Pete Buttigieg, Beto O'Rourke, Cory Booker, Amy Klobuchar, Andrew Yang, Jay Inslee, Tulsi Gabbard, Julian Castro, Tim Ryan, Kristen Gillibrand, John Delaney, Seth Moulton, Michael Bennett, Mike Gravel, John Hickenlooper, Wayne Messam, Eric Swalwell, and Marianne Williamson. So, last month there was currently 17 Democrats running, and 5 more have joined the race, which are Joe Biden, Tim Ryan, Seth Moulton, Michael Bennett, and Eric Swalwell. So let's get started. So in this video, we're not going to factor in if candidates were to drop out. We're going to see how well they would do if they were to put out their full potential. And we're going to start out in the Northeast. We're not going to start with the Iowa caucus and go through all the different primaries. So we're going to start off in the state of Maine, which last time went about 60% to Bernie Sanders and 40% to Hillary Clinton. So Bernie Sanders is not going to hold that 60%. He's probably going to get about 40%. Biden would hold about a 25. Elizabeth Warren would take about 12. Kamala Harris probably about 12 as well. Pete Buttigieg probably about 8, and that would give them divided up that state. Now into the state of New Hampshire. So currently it is very close between Biden and Sanders in polling, but it did go heavily to Sanders last time, 60-40. So I am expected that Bernie Sanders would probably take a sizable 37%, followed by Bernie Sanders about a 33%, and then Pete Buttigieg, which has been doing very well in the state, probably going to take about 25%. Elizabeth Warren probably would take about 4%, not 25, let's say 20, and I think Kamala Harris could take a delegate. Now into the state of Vermont, Bernie Sanders' home state, which has gone 80% to him last time, and I think it could probably, this is the one state I think he could get almost the same percentage as last time. I think he could hold about a 68% majority, followed by Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, Pete Buttigieg, and yeah, that's good. Now into the state of Massachusetts, which went 50-50 last time, which is very interesting how it's going to play out. This is going to be close between Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders. Because Elizabeth Warren's been doing better, I think she could edge it out probably with 40%. Bernie Sanders 37. Joe Biden, I don't think it'd actually be that much, 37, probably just one more delegate, 34, 5%, 12%. And now going into the state of Rhode Island, that went for Bernie Sanders 55% to 45% last time. Probably could hold about a 33%, then Joe Biden getting about 28%. Elizabeth Warren doing pretty good there. Pete Buttigieg as well. I think Kamala Harris could take a delegate out of there. Now moving into the state of Connecticut, which was very close last time, almost 50-50, slightly edging into Hillary Clinton's column. And I think that I think Joe Biden would do pretty good here. Six and then 5. Probably go like that. Moving into the state of New Jersey, Cory Booker's home state, and I don't think he would carry it, but I think he could do pretty good there. And last time it went to Hillary Clinton very sizably, Bernie Sanders only getting a third of the vote, and I think it would decrease probably down to about a 20%, and then Elizabeth Warren taking a little bit. Joe Biden probably going to take about a good 35%. Kamala Harris probably take about 9%. Pete Buttigieg 13%. Cory Booker, actually let's lower that because I think Cory Booker could get a good amount in this home state, probably ending up in third place. Into the state of New York, this is Kristen Gillibrand's home state, and a couple other candidates. Andrew Yang. Last time it went about 60% to Hillary Clinton, 40% to Bernie Sanders. Joe Biden probably would take about 30%, Bernie Sanders 20%, Elizabeth Warren 5%, Kamala Harris 10%, Pete Buttigieg 4%. Beto O'Rourke probably get a little bit. Cory Booker would get a little bit. Where is Andrew? Yeah, here's Andrew Yang. Probably would get about a 7%. Kristen Gillibrand, probably good 12%, leaving 3%. Probably Elizabeth Warren. No, I think Kamala Harris. Now moving into the state of Pennsylvania, which is Biden's state he was born in, and this would be very, very interesting as well. Bernie Sanders getting about 45% of the votes, and I think Biden could probably carry about a 35%. Sanders probably 18%. Warren probably about 7%. Kamala Harris 9%. Buttigieg is doing pretty good here too. I think he get about 7%. O'Rourke is also doing decent here, 5%. Booker's doing okay here currently, leaving 14% still. Maybe Klobuchar is also doing pretty good here. Gabbard, I think, is doing good too. Giving Pennsylvania to Joe Biden. Now into the state of Delaware. Joe Biden's state that he was senator in, and I think he would do very well here. Getting Hillary Clinton getting about 2/3 of the vote. I think Biden could get it around 52%. Bernie Sanders probably 17. Elizabeth Warren probably get 1 delegate. Kamala Harris 2. Pete Buttigieg 1. There's 1 left. Cory Booker. Now into the state of Maryland, which went heavily to Hillary Clinton, about 2/3. I think Joe Biden and Kamala Harris would actually do pretty good here. Probably about 25, 20, 15, 7, 10, 6, 3, 2. Andrew Yang would get a little bit. And Castro. Going into Joe Biden's column. into the state, we're going to go into West Virginia, which went about 50% to Bernie Sanders, it probably was about 2/3. So probably would get about 40%. I think Joe Biden would actually do pretty good here too, probably getting 25%. Warren probably getting 8. Kamala Harris probably 4. Pete Buttigieg I think would do very well here too. Going to Bernie Sanders. Now going into the state, we're gonna go into the Midwest. We're gonna go into Ohio, which went 45% to Sanders, 55% to Clinton. 28, 30, 34, 6%, 10%, 14, 2, not even a percent. Where is he? Tim Ryan, I think, would get a little bit too. Giving the state to Joe Biden. We're going to go Michigan. It's currently about 50-50 right now. And, we're going to give... it's going to be very close. I think Bernie Sanders would get about 30%, 28%. 16, 18. No, let's lower these. 17, 3. Michigan, very, very, very close. Now into the state of Wisconsin. And last time it went to Sanders by about 55%, it looks like. And he's been polling very well there, so I think he would get like about 40%. Followed by Biden with about 24%, and then probably Elizabeth Warren, 16. Kamala Harris probably about 10 or 11. Pete Buttigieg probably 5. Now into Pete Buttigieg's home state. Last time it was about 50-50, and I think Pete Buttigieg would carry his home state, getting about 35%. Joe Biden getting 15. Elizabeth Warren doing pretty good there too. Kamala Harris. Now going into the state of Kentucky. Last time it went pretty close. Hillary Clinton edging it out. I think Pete Buttigieg would carry this state, but it would be very divided. Now into the state of Virginia, which went about 70% to Hillary Clinton, 30% to Bernie Sanders. I don't think Bernie Sanders would do good here at all. Joe Biden would do pretty good. Kamala Harris, I think, would do very good here. Elizabeth Warren not doing too well. Pete Buttigieg doing pretty good. Beto O'Rourke not doing too well. and going to Kamala Harris with the large amounts of African American vote coming out for her. Now going into the state of North Carolina. No, let's go to Illinois, which went 50-50 last time. I think be very close to there we go. Going to Bernie Sanders. Let's go into the South now. This area here, North Carolina, which went 55% to Hillary Clinton, 45% to Bernie Sanders. I don't think he would do too well here, getting about 20%. Joe Biden doing good here, getting about 27%. I think Kamala Harris would do really good here, getting 30%. Elizabeth Warren doing a little bit okay. Pete Buttigieg doing pretty well, and Beto O'Rourke not doing good. Giving Kamala Harris the state. Now going to the state of South Carolina. Let's see. Last time it was about 75% to Hillary Clinton, and it's a very close state as well. I think Joe Biden would get about 30%, followed by Kamala Harris with about 25%. Bernie Sanders not doing too well here. Alright, that's not Kamala Harris. I think Kamala Harris getting about 25%. Pete Buttigieg doing alright. Beto O'Rourke doing okay. Cory Booker getting a little. Amy Klobuchar, Andrew Yang, Tulsi Gabbard. Giving Joe Biden the state of South Carolina. Going into the state of Georgia. Last time it went heavily to Clinton, and I think Kamala Harris would do absolutely amazing here with the high African American vote. Giving her the state of Georgia. Moving into the state of Florida now. I think that Beto O'Rourke would do very good here with the high amount of Hispanic voters here. It went about a third to Bernie. I don't think he would do too well here. I think Joe Biden would do pretty good. Kamala Harris doing alright. Elizabeth Warren, Pete Buttigieg, Cory Booker. Julian Castro getting a little bit. Where is he? Wayne Nassim. I think getting a little bit. Andrew Yang. Giving state of Florida Beto O'Rourke. Excuse me. Going into the state of Tennessee now, with about a third only to Bernie Sanders. Let's see. I think that Pete Buttigieg would do pretty good here, actually. There's one left. Tim Ryan probably get it. Giving Tennessee to Pete Buttigieg. Now going into the state of Alabama, which went about 80% to Hillary Clinton. I think Kamala Harris would do very good here. The high African American vote. Joe Biden doing very good. Beto O'Rourke not doing too well. Giving Alabama to Kamala Harris. Now going into the state of Mississippi, which went 80% also, or about 85% to Hillary Clinton. I think that Kamala Harris would also do very well here. And actually, yeah, I think Kamala Harris would do very well here too, but it would be pretty close between her and Joe Biden. And going into the state of Louisiana, which went about 75% to Hillary Clinton. And I think that actually Joe Biden would carry this one. But it'd be very close. Giving the state to Joe Biden. Now going into the state of Arkansas, that went about 66% to Hillary Clinton. I think that Joe Biden would carry it. 32%, 16%, 6%, 22, 9, 6, 6. Going into the state of Missouri now, about 50-50. Very close state, but I think Bernie Sanders would edge this one out. Moving into the state of Iowa, the most crucial state in the race. And last time it was very, very close. I remember it was about 0.2% that Hillary Clinton won by, and it will be very interesting as well in this race, especially how there's this many candidates running. And let's do, I think Joe Biden would get about 26%, followed by Sanders with about 20%. Pete Buttigieg doing very well here with 14%. Kamala Harris doing pretty good here too, 12%. Elizabeth Warren, 7%. Beto O'Rourke, 7%. Cory Booker, about 4%. Amy Klobuchar, 4%. But giving the Iowa caucus to Joe Biden, be very close, but it'd be edging into Biden's column by about 5%. Now in the state of Minnesota, Amy Klobuchar's home state, I don't think she would win it, but I think it'd be pretty close. 60% to Bernie Sanders last time, about 30%, 18%, 12%, 30%. Actually, I think she would edge it out, actually, because she's so much approved there. I think that a lot of people would come out and vote. Moving into the state of Texas now, which went heavily for Hillary Clinton. And how would this result? I know Beto O'Rourke would do very well here. I think he would actually carry the state. 35%. And then with a following close with Joe Biden with about 31. Bernie not doing too well here. Same with Elizabeth Warren. Kamala Harris would do very well here because of the minority vote. I think Buttigieg is actually doing very well here too. Let's actually crank this down a bit. And a little bit more. Because I know Julian Castro would get at least a 4%. Going into the state of Oklahoma now, very close last time, almost 50-50. I think Beto O'Rourke would carry it narrowly. Julian Castro would probably get one delegate. Going into the state of Kansas, which went about 75% to Bernie Sanders, I think he would get the state 33%, 12%, 15%, 9%, 12%. Amy Klobuchar, I think, would do pretty good here. Pete Buttigieg would probably get that many too. Going into the state of Nebraska now, about 55-45, very close state, 2016. But going to Bernie Sanders, and I think he would carry it again, but it would be just as narrow, but with more candidates. Now going into the state of South Dakota, which was dead even. Amy Klobuchar would do very well here. Bernie Sanders would probably edge out the state. North Dakota going heavily to Sanders, about 60%, and I think he would carry it again. Not as large of a margin. Warren would probably carry one. I think Amy Klobuchar would do very good there. Going into the state of New Mexico, going about 50-50 last time, and I think that Beto O'Rourke would carry it 31%. Julian Castro would do pretty good here with the Hispanic vote. And Kamala Harris would do very well here too. Now going into the state of Colorado, which was about 60% to Bernie Sanders last time. I think John Hickenlooper would do very well here. Beto O'Rourke, Julian Castro. What's his name? Michael Bennett. Probably 10%. Julian Castro, 10%. Joe Biden, probably about 20. Bernie Sanders, about 16. Actually, no, I think it would be swapped. 16. 20%. 22. Elizabeth Warren would do pretty good here. Kamala Harris. Beto O'Rourke probably edge it out by one delegate. Going into the state of Arizona now, that went about 60% to Hillary Clinton. I think Beto O'Rourke would also carry this state, but being very close to Kamala Harris, actually. But inevitably going to Beto O'Rourke. Now going into the state of Utah, which went about 80% to Bernie Sanders, and I think he would definitely carry it again, about 55%, 6%, 13, 10, 2 delegates, 1. Oh, there's one left. Kamala Harris. Now going into the state of Wyoming, which was almost 50-50, edging into Bernie Sanders' column. 38, 15, 15, 7, 7. Oh, there's 2 remaining. Beto O'Rourke probably get 1. Tulsi Gabbard. Actually, let me fix Arizona because I think Tulsi Gabbard would actually do pretty good here too. Lower Bernie Sanders a little bit more, and Joe Biden and Beto O'Rourke. Where is Tulsi? There she goes. She'd probably get about 8%. Montana, almost 50-50 last time. 25, 12, 18, 6, 6, 6. Going to Bernie Sanders, now going into the state of Idaho, about 80% for Bernie Sanders last time, and probably carried again pretty heavily, 55, 15, 15, 15. Going into the state of Nevada now, which went very narrowly to Hillary Clinton. It looks like about a 51% to 49%. Very, very close race there. How would this result? It'd be a very, very close state. I think that Kamala Harris would carry it, being close behind Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders. Elizabeth Warren getting a good amount here. Beto O'Rourke doing very well here too. Pete Buttigieg getting... Oh wait, I was meaning for that to be 9. There we go. Going to Kamala Harris. Now going to the state of California, which I think that Kamala Harris would carry her home state. Last time it looks like it went about 60% for Hillary Clinton. And I think that, yeah, Kamala Harris would definitely carry her home state, probably about 40. I think she could actually get at least half the, no, about 42. Followed by Biden, Bernie, Warren, Buttigieg, moving into the state of Oregon now, went very close, and it looks like it went for Bernie Sanders last time, and I think Kamala Harris could edge this one out against Bernie Sanders. Just noticed that Biden didn't have any. Probably would carry about 3 delegates there. Moving into the state of Washington, going heavily to Bernie Sanders. And I think this would actually be slightly close for him, between him and I don't think Jay Inslee would do. He would do very well there, but he would not carry the state. Joe Biden would not do good here at all. I think Kamala Harris would have good name recognition out here. Elizabeth Warren would do very well here. Pete Buttigieg doing all right. But going to Bernie Sanders. Going now into the state of Hawaii, which went about 75% to Bernie Sanders last time, and I think he would carry about 40%, 4%, 9, 1 of them. Tulsi Gabbard would do pretty good here. Oh, I forgot the District of Columbia, which would be very close between Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. I think Joe Biden would edge it out by 1 delegate. Bernie Sanders not doing too well here, as well as Elizabeth Warren not doing too well. Beto O'Rourke probably would get 1. Cory Booker probably get 1. Going into the state of Alaska now, which went 80% to Bernie Sanders. I think Bernie Sanders would carry about 35%, 28% for Mike Gravel. 2, 1, 1. Oh, I forgot, John. I thought I did John Hickenlooper here. Oh, no, I didn't. Let me fix this. I just looked up and I saw he had no delegates, which was weird. Okay, now going to the territory of Puerto Rico, which went heavily to, not super heavy, but it went pretty large amounts to Hillary Clinton, and I think that Beto O'Rourke would carry this very large amount. Actually, I think Kamala Harris would do pretty good here with the minority voters. U.S. Virgin Islands. Okay. Looks like it went to Hillary Clinton last time, and I think that Joe Biden would I think you'd get one delegate. I think that Kamala Harris would get two. Bernie Sanders one. Not Pete Buttigieg. There's two left, so I think that Kamala Harris would get about that. Nicaragua, not Nicaragua. Kamala Harris would probably get about that much. Guam. Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris. Alright, so before the superdelegates, Joe Biden having 921 delegates, Bernie Sanders 832, Elizabeth Warren 352, Kamala Harris 738, Pete Buttigieg 350, Beto O'Rourke 280, Cory Booker 55, Amy Klobuchar 62, Andrew Yang 26, Jay Inslee 19, Tulsi Gabbard 26, Julian Castro 46, Tim Ryan 4, Kristen Gillibrand 28, John Delaney 0, Seth Moulton 0, Michael Bennett 7, Mike Gravel 4, John Hickenlooper 8, Wayne Massim, Eric Swalwell 0. Actually, Eric Swalwell would get a little bit out of the state of California. There we go. Eric Swalwell 28, Marion Williamson 0. So now going into the super delegates, this would be a major battle between Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Beto O'Rourke. So I think about 15%. I think Kamala Harris would actually do better than not Biden. Biden with the, actually I think about 32, probably 25% with the super delegates. 9. Cory Booker would do pretty well too. Mm, 35 probably percent. Probably about 27. And at the end, edging the nomination to Joe Biden, followed by Kamala Harris, then Bernie Sanders, Beto O'Rourke, then Elizabeth Warren, Pete Buttigieg, and then Cory Booker, Amy Klobuchar, Andrew Yang, Jay Inslee, Tulsi Gabbard, and all the other candidates. This would be very interesting, but Joe Biden edging the nomination against Kamala Harris. And I know this is not enough to get nominated for the to become the Democratic nominee, because you need 2,382, and Biden has less than half of that. Bernie Sanders, not even close. Kamala Harris, about half as well. But it would be a very close fight between Kamala Harris, Bernie Sanders, Joe Biden. Thank you for watching. Please go down, subscribe, like the video, hit the notification bell to get notified when new videos come out, and bye.